Okay, it's working. Okay, from what I can tell, we are now live on Facebook. This is
Hey,
our so hopefully you can see myself and Eugenio and Roxanne Neilsen joining us from, where are you, Roxanne?
I'm in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, it's pretty far. And I'm here at the studio. So we get to connect here virtually in a new series called PBD Conversations. It's going to be a weekly social media live conversation with a member of our staff or our dance community, so that we can connect with everybody out in the world. If you have any questions, you can try typing them in. This is our very first time experimenting with this, so you'll have to be a little bit patient, and we'll just do the best we can. And next week it'll be even better. Okay, so here we go. Roxanne,
Yes,
you are far away.
I'm far away.
So when are you going to be joining us?
So I'm leaving Omaha on Friday, and we're thinking it might take 2.5 days to get out there. So Sunday, Monday-ish, depending on how things go. But I'm very excited to get there.
That's great. So tell us a little bit about your background and what you're coming from when you come to us here in Auburn.
So most of my life has been in dance. I've been a dance teacher most of my life and a dancer. And much of my life, I worked as a choreographer for community theater. There's a very large community theater here in Omaha, which is it's very professional in how it is run and managed, and the performances are. So I was the resident choreographer there for a very, very long time, and the director of education. And in the meantime, I also did a lot of other teaching artist trainings. So I've done lots of different styles of dance with lots of different kinds of people. And my favorite thing in the world is teaching sort of underserved communities, and like a lot of after school workshops, a lot of classes for seniors or otherly abled people. So that's kind of my passion. And serving as a choreographer in a major theater was the best thing ever as well, because I worked with different people all the time. And because it was a community theater, we had all sorts of people that were participants that acted and danced and sang in the shows. And so that was cool too, that I got to work with all those different really passionate artists.
That sounds like a lot of fun. We
Yeah,
love the theater.
I had a very good life.
It's great. We have so much fun creating shows. Our spring and winter concerts, they always feel like there's a lot of storytelling that happens.
Yes. Yeah.
It's pretty, so we love that you're bringing that experience. So tell me a little bit about your dancing classrooms connection.
So dancing classrooms, I started off, there was an organization here in Omaha called the Artery. And at the time, Omaha was one of the very first sites outside of New York City to offer dancing classrooms. And when it very first started here, I was actually on the board of the organization of the nonprofit. And then after a couple years, the ED at the time asked me if I would like to go train to be a teaching artist in New York, which I of course leapt at that chance. And so I did that. I got to train with Mr. Pierre, who's the founder of Dancing Classrooms. And then I taught for a couple years, and then the ED decided she was going to leave the organization. And so I applied to be the new ED and got that job. So I became the ED of the Artery and the site director for Omaha. And then I went back to New York and trained to be a senior teaching artist with Mr. Pierre. So that was awesome as well. And so I've been teaching dancing classrooms for about 10 years. Yeah, I think 10 years, maybe more. I can't remember. I'm terrible with dates. But I love, 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 love dancing classrooms. I love teaching it. I love what it's about. I love the program in general. I love Mr. Pierre. I just think it's a almost perfectly created, organized, written program, and it's a joy to teach.
That's wonderful. That's so wonderful. 10 years, and you got to train with Pierre Dulaine, right?
Yeah, Pierre Dulaine. Yep.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. If any of you watching haven't had a chance to watch Mad Hot Ballroom, you should do it because you can get a good look into what dancing classrooms looks like in New York. It's pretty cool.
Yes.
Very nice. And so if you had to pick one project or something that you're really proud of that you've done in the last, I don't know, 10 years, would it be dancing classrooms or would it be something else, something you choreographed?
It'd be dancing classrooms would be right up there. The other thing that I've done in the past several years is teach Parkinson's patients. There's a program called Dance for PD. And I'm in the process of becoming a certified instructor for that right now. But I've taught many classes here in Omaha, and also just a wonderful program. The program comes out of the Mark Morris Dance Theater in New York, in Brooklyn. So I'm super excited to hopefully get certified in that as well. That's been a highlight in my life as well. So yeah, dancing classrooms, running the Artery, which was the nonprofit that offered dancing classrooms here in Omaha, working with the teaching artists and the schools and the students. Those are my highlights for sure.
That's great. It's so wonderful.
Oh, and then a couple years ago, I got to go back to the Omaha Playhouse, which is where I worked as a freelance choreographer and choreograph Singing in the Rain, which is my all-time favorite movie musical. So to be able to choreograph that, I'd never choreographed it before. I was in it once, but so that was awesome too.
Yeah, I'm Singing in the Rain. That's just up there for everybody, I think.
Yeah.
That's so great. Okay, so coming in to Pacific Ballroom Dance, what is your top goal? Or you could think about it as we all know kind of what the big issues are right now. We can talk about that. But for you personally, like in the first week, or what are you kind of focusing on right now as you're beginning out? Think about it in the first week, the first month, the first, 100 days, as people like to talk.
First 100 days. My biggest thing right now is learning more about the people who make up Pacific Ballroom Dance. I'm really excited to learn more about not only the staff and the instructors and everybody that just keeps the organization running in the extremely awesome way that it is, but I'm also excited to meet the parents, the families, the volunteers, the constituents, the donors. I just want to meet the community. I want to find out who all makes up Pacific Ballroom Dance and just learn as much as I can about that community. That's my first goal.
Wonderful. And I know the parents and students will be really excited to meet you, and we'll take you up on any office hours you set or whatever it is that you.
Yeah. As soon as I get there, we'll figure that out and we'll splash it all over everywhere so everybody knows.
Yeah. That'd be great. Good. Okay. So do you want to talk a little bit about the challenges facing nonprofit organizations right now?
Sure. So yeah, like what challenges? Well, we're all in the same boat, right? We're all facing the same issues. We're all facing the same struggles. We're all facing the same sadness and frustration and worry and stress. And unfortunately, the arts organizations are the ones that are sort of being hit the worst, which is ironic because the arts organizations are the people who have the capability of lifting everybody up. So I think it's our duty as artists, as an arts organization, as a nonprofit, to be there for people, to be there and say, we're not going anywhere, we're here. We want to give you the arts programming that you desire, that you love, that you want to be part of in the safest way that we possibly can. And being partners with everybody so that we can do exactly what we need to do in the exact way we need to do it to keep everybody safe. So that's the biggest thing. I think there's great opportunity here too. I think as we're doing right now. We're learning how to communicate virtually. We're learning how to teach virtually. We're learning how to hold little dance parties. And I think that that can grow even when we can come back together physically, you know, and actually be partners. Um, we can still invite people from that aren't in the Pacific Northwest to join us at our lessons and whatever we're offering and expand our programming that way. So it's a challenge, but it's also an opportunity. And I think artists are the one, this is a really long answer, sorry, but I think the artists are the ones that are going to guide the future, the way that we communicate and how we communicate. So while I'm really, really worried, I'm also kind of excited to see what happens as a result. I think we're just, you know, a really resilient, inventive group of people, and we'll figure it out and we'll make it better. That's what I think.
I love it too. I think that one thing we have for sure is a strong commitment from all of us to just make it work. We're gonna be there. I loved your answer. Thanks so much.
Yes, of course.
And we'll have lots more details coming out like a fire hose in the coming weeks, right?
Yep. Every day there's a new, oh, what should we do about that? Oh, what should we do about that? And so we don't want to make rash decisions. We don't want to put something out that isn't going to be right, even within the next hour. So we want to make sure that we're thinking through everything really deeply and logically, and keeping all of our constituents front in our minds so that we're making the right decisions and we're doing the right things for everybody. So give us a little time, be patient. We're working on it.
Absolutely. So good. Thank you so much. So is there anything else that you want to share with the community?
I know that auditions are coming up, and I know that auditions are nerve-wracking, and I just want to say to the young people that are getting ready to audition that I know how you feel. I've been there many, many times as an auditionee or auditioner, whatever word that is, myself. And I've also been on the other side of the table where I've been auditioning people for things that I'm choreographing or directing or whatever. We always, and I know you've heard this, but we always want you to do the best that you possibly can do because we want you. We want you to be part of our group. We want you to be part of our family. So the biggest thing that I can say is be yourself and just show everybody who you really are. Have a lot of energy, have a lot of fun, and just be you. Be the best that you can be.
That is good advice. Sometimes hard to take it when you're nervous.
I know.
But it's the key. Everyone wants to see the real you as much as possible.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, thank you, Roxanne. We have come to the end of our short little conversation, and we'll do this weekly with a new member of PBD staff or of our dance community. And we will get better and better as we go. But thank you for joining us, those that are tuning in, and we will see you all very soon.
Thank you, Anne. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.